Some pasts are just too sordid to forget. I'm Ashley with WatchMojo, and these are the top 10 anime characters haunted by their sins. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're going to be looking at the characters who made some pretty terrible decisions back in their day, and no matter how hard they try to change their ways, they just can't escape the horror of the deeds they have done. Number 10, Abakyo. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind. Given his rather intense personality, you wouldn't have thought a tough guy like Abakyo would have a reason to lament anything in his life. Well, much like the rest of Bucciarati's crew, the owner of Moody Blues has a past filled with regret, and it boils down to when he lost his sense of justice. Originally a police officer, Abakyo became disillusioned with his job due to the cycle of violence and the lack of appreciation by the civilians he was supposed to be protecting, leading him to letting a criminal go out of spite. Of course, this comes back to bite him when a second encounter leads to the death of a fellow officer. Number 9, Gintoki Sakata, Gintama. While he's more famously known for parodying every anime under the sun and getting his magic beads broken off, you can't forget that beneath all that fourth wall breaking lies the heart of a master swordsman riddled with trauma over the events of the Jui War. While he would later learn the truth regarding his teacher's true identity, for the longest time Gintoki was fully convinced that he had killed his beloved mentor, Shoyu. For all his deadpan humor and crazy adventures, the White Demon's pain regarding his blood-soaked past is just as much a fundamental part of his character. Number 8, Glen Raiders, Akashic record of bastard magic instructor. While regarded as a fool by both his peers as well as the students now in his care, this magical teacher is more powerful than any of them could fathom. Turns out his talents and complex understanding of magic stems from the fact that he used to be a magician killer, and a damn good one at that. However, after failing to save the one he loved, Glen became pretty sick of his murderous lifestyle, instead choosing to put his time and energy into his unorthodox teaching methods. Given how this led him to earning the affection of Sistine, we'd say he made the right choice. Number 7, Ken Ichijoji, Digimon Adventure 02.
Well, this is just a game to me. And I'm afraid that if you can't play by my rules, I'm just going to have to disqualify you.
Now this is what you call baggage. For a good chunk of the series, Ken went by the moniker of the Digimon Emperor, a tyrant who kidnapped and mind-controlled the occupants of the digital world into becoming his slaves. Whether as weapons or means of entertainment, Ken caused damage that has yet to be matched. If not for the apparent death of his partner Wormmon, Ken may have remained on his dark path indefinitely. As you can imagine, seeking retribution after enslaving so many was not an easy task.
These hands have caused so much pain. Sure, put a textbook in them and I'm a genius. But put a whip in them and I'm the evil Digimon Emperor.
Number 6, Meliodas, the 7 Deadly Sins.
Everybody recognized you as the one who was most likely to become the next Demon King.
You can't be the Dragon Sin of Wrath without losing your temper a few times. It's just a shame that every time the captain of the sins gets angry, a lot of people end up dying. Who knows how many thousands were slaughtered by his hand during his time as the leader of the Ten Commandments, but we do know that even after he made his transition to the light, he wasn't always able to prevent his rage getting out of control. A la that time he vaporized a whole kingdom after his lover was killed. Number 5, Yato Noragami.
何をしてもいいんだよ。何者を傷つけようが、殺めようがな。
Terrified of being forgotten, yet haunted by the lives he has taken, this god of calamity has been dealt one bad hand after another. While his abandonment issues are mostly to blame for his pitiful and lonely existence, Yato's biggest regret stems from those he has killed in the name of his divine duty. He was eventually able to break free of his violent ways, but it only served to further drive him deeper into loneliness. While he's a nice guy beneath all that melancholy, it's hard for deities to change their fate, especially one so drawn to destruction.
なんで？切りたいから切った。そんだけだ。
Number 4, Chioma Mapuche, Dimension W.
Might as well stop resisting them. Even a chainsaw couldn't cut those wires.
Let me go!
This guy has no love for the so-called energy-efficient way of life. In a world dominated by a new energy source known as coils, Chioma is one of the few people who still clings to the good old days of fossil fuels. It's not hard to see why he would prefer to burn diesel. After all, as a former member of the Special Ops Group, he was partially responsible for the destruction of an entire island during the war for control over a life-giving coil known as Genesis.
Why do you do this to yourself?
What do you mean?
You've watched this little scene play out in your head a million times and nothing's ever changed.
Just to add salt to the wound, when he finally came to after the crisis, he discovered that his fiancée had lost her life in the experimental surgery he had signed her up for. No wonder he's such a curmudgeon.
No. What did I do? It can't be true. It can't.
Number 3, Osamu Dazai, Bungo Stray Dogs.
鬼は他者のうちにも鬼を見る。
We've seen loss drive people to the dark side, but for this former executive of Port Mafia, it was the complete reverse. Formerly a remorseless killer with unmatched intellect, Dazai found no joy in living, save for his friendship with fellow mafioso, Oda. After the Port Mafia boss's schemes end up leading Oda to his death, Dazai found himself set on a new path, following his friend's dying wish to see him try to become a good man. Now, the morbid member of the detective agency looks to right his wrongs, but not a moment goes by where he can forget his final Port Mafia days.
誰のお墓か分かっているのかい？
いえ。でも太宰さんにとって大事な人なんですよね。
Number 2, the Elric Brothers, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
でも人間を作るのはやっちゃいけないことだって本に書いてあったよ。だから二人だけの秘密な。
And this is what happens when you try to bring back the dead. After losing their mother, Ed and Al decide to employ the ultimate taboo in order to try and bring her back. Human transmutation. As we all know, this doesn't work out so well. Instead of resurrecting her, the Elric brothers end up losing everything. Al's body and soul are torn apart, Ed loses 2 of his ligaments, and both are left with the hellish reminder that trying to use alchemy to play God will only bring about despair to all involved.
違う。こんなのを望んだんじゃない。アルフォンス。
Number 1, Kenshin Humura, Rurouni Kenshin series.
Lay down your arms or die!
We are trained in the technique of Hakushiri Toru!
You're all dead!
Known far and wide as the Manslayer, Kenshin's skills with the blade were so infamous that he managed to accumulate quite the body count during the Meijin Revolution. Unfortunately, one can't live life as an assassin and not expect consequences. In Kenshin's case, his deeds cost him the life of his beloved Tomoe, as well as a lifetime of remorse as he came to realize the weight of his actions.
Please forgive me.
While he would go on to find redemption protecting the innocence of Japan, Kenshin's shame over his deeds remained rooted in his very being, just as much as his iconic scar. So which of these pasts do you think are the darkest? Let us know in the comments below, maybe check out one of these other videos, and subscribe to Watch Mojo.